23 minutes until face-off here in Minnetonka. Skippers at Storm. This is the Section 2 semifinals. In a moment here, we will have the national anthem and we will get underway. Face-off won by the Storm, and a shot out of bounds is chased down by the Storm. So the ball's with the Storm behind the net. Cole Langevin knocks the ball loose, and Colby Sanders picks it up. Looking to clear, he clears it over the midfield line. Colby Sanders runs it in for a touch, and he passes it down to Gabe Miller. Pass on the ground, though. Picked up by the Storm. Ran down the far sideline, and now the Storm are on an offense. Cole Langevin keeping Carter Van Holland at bay. Behind the net, Carter runs it up an alley and shoots it wide. Chased down by Daxton Bush. Ball behind the net with Chanhassen's Daxton Bush. Bush carries it behind the net. Pass up dropped by the Storm, but picked back up by the Storm as well. Cade Bush looking to dodge. A slide from Zachary Ulster knocks the ball loose. And the ball rolls out of bounds off the Storm. Picked up behind the net by Cole Langevin. Langevin makes an easy pass to Sean Carroll in crease. Carroll carries it up. Makes a pass to J.D. Landstrom. Landstrom over the line to Luke Miller. Miller moves it all the way to number 2, Jackson Blanks. Blanks holds onto the ball and passes it all the way up to number 8, Stephen Reddington. Reddington moves it over to number 19, Logan Yu. Yu moves it down to Richard. Richard now brings it down the alley and brings it back up. Moves it all the way to Logan Yui. Yui over to Stephen Reddington. Reddington makes a run down the alley. Shoots wide, but it's chased down by number 11, Benjamin Schuster. Schuster resets it from behind the net and carries it up the alley. He slows down and rolls back. Moves it all the way up to Stephen Reddington. Reddington at the top, looking to make a dodge, and he beats his guy down the alley. A shot from Reddington wide. Chased down by number 2, Jackson Blanks. Blanks will now be resetting behind the net. Blanks carries it up the alley. With heavy pressure, still gets a shot off, and it's wide. Chased down by number 11, Benjamin Schuster. Schuster resetting from the corner. Starts his move with the ball behind the net. Schuster then sprints up the alley. Rollback shot, and it's wide. Off the goalie's chest. Ball moved instantly to Daxton Bush. Daxton Bush runs it in, but a save by Sean Carroll keeps it out of the net. Rebound scooped up by the Storm. Moved around to the point. Nicholas Patka with the ball. Cade Bush now with the ball. Bush looking to dodge on number 19, Logan Yu. Yu keeps him at bay where he is. Pick set. Langevin follows through. What a pass to the back corner. Pass to an open Patka ends up in the back of the net. A goal for number 7, Nicholas Patka, assisted by number 4, Carter Van Holland. A ball off of the Storm, awards the ball back to Minnetonka. Charlie Mays with the ball running it across midfield, and a wrap check knocks it loose. Carter Van Holland wins the ball back for the Storm. Now the ball with Nicholas Patka carrying it over the top, and he brings it down to the far right corner. On the run, Grant Anderson knocks the ball out of Patka's stick, then throws a pass just around Colby. Ball scooped back up by the Storm, and they're on offense again. Cade Bush on crease, but it's caught between Sean Carroll's feet, and the ball's moved all the way up to Colby Sanders. Sanders takes it all the way down and gets a touch and moves it down to Gabe Miller. Miller up to Jackson Blanks. Blanks all the way across to Grant Anderson. And open Anderson's going to have a shot, and it's just off a post. Flag down on the play. Ball scooped up by the Storm, and the whistles are blown. Offsides call against the Storm's number 4, Carter Van Holland. Van Holland will be serving a 30-second penalty for the Storm, and the Skippers will be man up for 30. Let's see if the Skippers can find a way to capitalize on their man up. Skippers looking for their first goal of the night. Ball behind the net with Logan Yu. Yu moves it up to Anderson. Anderson all the way over to Blanks. Yu on crease, and the ball's knocked loose on the ground. Who picks it up? Benjamin Schuster does. Schuster has it. Safe in the far right corner. Penalty releases, and we're even again. Anderson holds the ball, and he moves it all the way to Schuster. Schuster to Gabe Miller. Miller looking for a dodge. He takes it over the top, and an open Logan Yu gets a shot on net, but it's saved. Knocked loose. Rebound picked up, but now on the ground again. Schuster looking for a ride. Timeout called by the Storm, with 5 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. The beginning of the second quarter, Chanhassen wins a face-off and they have the ball to start. Ground ball picked up by Zachary Alstron. Zachary Alstron carries it across midfield. Carries it all the way in for a touch. A pass from Zachary Alstron's picked off, and the Storm try to clear. Luke Larson shoves. Luke Larson shoves the Storm clear out of bounds. Richards makes a clean pass to Steven Reddington, and Reddington's on the run to get a touch. He gets it and pulls it on out. Logan Yui with the ball. Yui moves it all the way up. Offsides call against the Skippers, and the ball is awarded to the Storm. Ball now with the Storm on the sidelines. Ball's moved up to Cade Bush, and Bush moves it all the way across to number 22, Roman Schreiber. And carrying it down the alley. Heavy pressure from Quinton forces him to make a pass. It's moved all the way back down to Cade Bush. Bush down on the wing, looking for a dodge, and he comes over the top. Beats his man, and heavy pressure comes. He shoots it over the top. Chased down by his brother Daxton Bush behind the net. Daxton has his dodge behind the net on J.D. Landstrom. Landstrom sticking with him. See what Daxton's move is. He comes over the top. Then looks to swim back down. Landstrom keeping him at bay. And he's forced to pass it off. Slash called against number 24, Charlie Mays. 1 minute slash call. Now the Storm with their first man up attempt. Ball deflected off one of the Skippers, and it goes out of bounds. Storm keep the ball, starting it behind. Ball swung around to the top. Pass deflects into the crease to Sean Carroll. Carroll scoops it up, and the ball is back with the Skippers. Play becomes even. Skippers survive their first man down. Pass thrown out of bounds. And the Storm get the ball back. Skippers looking to ride. Less than a minute remaining in the first quarter, or second quarter. Storm looking to clear. Only 30 seconds now remaining in the quarter. Storm rotating the ball around. Ball shot out of bounds. 4 seconds remaining in the first quarter. And there's the end of the quarter. Flag is on the play. We'll see what the call is here. The second quarter begins with the skipper's man down. And during the man down, during that man up, the Storm find their second goal. Minnetonka sends Quinton Restrepo to the face-off dot. Face-off is won by the Storm. Shot wide by the Storm. Chased down by Daxton Bush, and the ball stays with the Storm. Chanhassen resets it from behind. Shot saved by Sean Carroll. Rebounds out off the side of the field. Chased down by Colby Sanders, so it stays with the Skippers. Colby moves it to Sean. Sean moves it back to Colby, and Colby wheels it past his defenseman all the way down to the offensive side of the field. He moves it safely down to Jackson Blanks behind the net. Blanks moves it over to Benjamin Schuster. Schuster carries it all the way around and moves it up to Richard. Bodie Richard moves it, carries it down the alley, slows, looks to shoot, but he decides against it. He moves it up to Stephen Reddington, and Reddington sets up his dodge. Reddington dodging down the alley, rolls up over the top, pulls it all the way out and moves it over to Bodie Richard. Richard down the alley, and he shoots over the top. It's chased by Jackson Blanks. Blanks keeps it. Skippers will restart from behind. Jackson starts his carry behind the net. Ahead of his defenseman, he turns the corner, rolls back, double team here, and it's knocked loose. A shot from the midfield line at an empty net. Still yet saved by Sean Carroll. Ball's then passed to Zachary Alstern, and Zachary moves it to Logan Huey. Huey rolling and taking his man down in and gets the touch. Skippers are subbing on their offensive midfielders, Stephen Reddington and Grant Anderson. Stephen runs straight past his guy and takes a shot, and it's off the goalie's head. The rebound comes straight to Grant Anderson. He scoops it up and moves it back down to Gabe Miller. Miller over to Schuster. Schuster takes it and up to the wing and rolls back, passes it up to Jackson Blanks. Blanks carries passes it to Reddington, and Reddington on the run scores the skipper's first goal of the night. Goal scored by Minnetonka's number 8, Steven Reddington. Unassisted goal. Daxton Bush starting his dodge from up top. JD Landstrom keeps him in his place. Patka takes a dodge, and he moves it down behind the net. Pass from behind the net goes wide, and it's still on the ground. It's picked up by number 2, Daxton Bush. Daxton moves it up to Cade. Cade moves it all the way behind the net. A dodge from behind the net. Carter Van Holland beats his man and takes a shot that goes in. Unassisted goal for Chanhassen's Carter Van Holland. That goal makes the score 3-1. Storm up 2 goals. 6.5 minutes left in the first half of play. Face-off won by the Storm and carried straight down. Saved by Sean Carroll. Carroll moves it to Cole Langevin. Langevin starts his carry, and he's going to move it to an open Colby Sanders over the midfield line. Colby carries it down and gets a touch. Protecting his stick, heavy pressure from number 17 knocks the ball loose. Cade Redding gets the ball back for the Storm and carries it over the midfield line. He moves it to attackman Carter Van Holland, who carries it down safely to get a touch. Van Holland moves it up to Nicholas Patka. Patka does not get the ball, and it's picked up by Liam Cassidy. Cassidy beats his man all the way down and takes a shot. Shot pinched down by the goalie, and it's saved. Storm now looking to clear. Chanhassen calls a timeout just before Number 2, Jackson Blanks gets caught with an illegal stick. He'll be serving a 2-minute unreleasable penalty. Goal scored by number 2, Jackson Bush. Assisted by number 13, Adam Razalanka. Face-off won by the Skippers, number 26, Quentin Restrepo. And a Skipper's timeout before the ball's knocked out of his stick. Skippers with the ball. Ben Schuster carries it behind the net and throws it all the way to Bodie Richard. Richard has the ball on the opposite side of the field. Richard carries it down behind the net, looking to set up a dodge against his short stick matchup. He's asking for space. He carries it up the right alley and rolls around facing the net again, and he moves it around. Reddington takes it over the top and around the other side. Steven moves it to Gabe Miller. Miller carries it behind the net. Bodie Richard behind the net. Richard swim dodges over his man and makes a pass to Ben Schuster, but it passes high. Not caught, and it falls into the crease. Carter Van Hollen shoots on the run. Shot is wide, and it's chased down by the Skippers. Van Hollen looks to be in a little bit of pain. Ball being cleared by the Skippers. Colby Sanders open, and he catches it, runs it over the midfield line. Colby gets a touch for the Skippers. He moves it down to Miller. Miller carries it behind the net and up the alley. Steven Reddington above. Moves it down to Liam Cassidy. Cassidy moves it around to Gabe Miller. Miller starting it from behind the net. He comes up his alley, beats his guy. He's looking to shoot, but a pass to Schuster was the option. Schuster does not catch the pass, and it falls into the Storm crease. Picked up by Chanhassen, and Chanhassen now clearing the ball. A pass deflects over the midfield line, and Quentin Restrepo picks it up and takes it down. Looking for a shot. He gets double teamed, and the ball falls to the ground. It's picked up by Liam Cassidy, and the whistles start coming. Timeout from the Skippers is going to give the ball to Minnetonka. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Anderson watching from Fridley, Minnesota. Thanks for watching our live stream tonight. A very high quality pass from the Storm goes flying out of bounds. Skippers will now start with the ball. 1 minute and 8 seconds remaining in the half. Jack McNeil with the ball running through, trying to clear, and he beats all of his guys. Takes it all the way down and gets a touch. He passes it to Logan Yu. Logan passes it all the way to Bodie Richard. Bodie with the ball in the corner. He's dodging over the top. Has a lead on his man, and he's probably shooting. Yes, he does. Bounce shot bounces over the cage. Number 2, Jackson Blanks, chases it down, so the Minnetonka Skippers will start behind the net. Jackson blanks. Rolling shot. Flies out of bounds and is chased down by Gabe Miller. Miller starts it now from behind the net. Miller beats his man up the alley. Shoots. It's bouncer. Picked up by number 2, Jackson Blanks. Blanks to Yui. Yui takes a shot and it's not going in. Saved by the Stormkeeper. A long throw goes all the way down. No time remaining though. That's the end of the first half. The score at the end of the first half is Chanhassen 4, Minnetonka 1. Here we go in our second half of play here in Chanhassen. 4-1 is the score. Storm win the face-off, and they start with a ball. Ball gets knocked into Sean Carroll's cage. He gets a free scoop up in. A long pass to Cole Langevin, runs it down for a touch, and he passes it to Charlie Mays. Mays now with the ball. He moves it back behind the net to Benjamin Schuster, and Schuster carries it behind. Goal for number 2, Daxton Bush. Assisted by number 10, Aiden Morini. Storm win yet another face-off. They will get to play some more offense. Ball with Cade Bush. Cade moves it over. Ball moves back to Cade. Cade now looking to dodge. He chooses over the top. Forced to turn around, and he throws it back down. Moves back to Cade. Cade carrying it behind the net. Cade from X. Cade moving up the alley. Pass. Dropped. Moved back to Daxton, and Daxton shoots in the sky. Goal for number 2, Daxton Bush, unassisted. Steven Reddington carries the ball down the alley, passes it to Gabe Miller. Miller, ball knocked out of his stick, and it's cleared by the Storm. Ball scooped up by Skipper's number 20, Jack McNeil, and it's moved all the way down to Schuster. Schuster shoots, and it's off the post. Rebound to Anderson. Anderson shot, and it bounces over the net. Chased down by the Storm goalkeeper, and the ball goes back to the Storm. "30-second offside call against number 11, Benjamin Schuster. Goal for number 2, Daxton Bush, assisted by number 13, Adam Radzalanka. Ball carried over and back. Ball carried over and back by the Storm. It's picked up by number 3, Colby Sanders. Colby Sanders runs to the ball. Ball chased down by the Skippers. It's going to be the Skippers' ball behind the net. Number 11, Benjamin Schuster. Schuster looking to dodge. He passes it in a crease, but it's knocked down, and it's picked up by the Storm. Ball knocked loose again. Ball still on the ground. It's being picked up by... Looks to be picked up by the Skippers. He's pushed down. Hold called against the Storm, so the ball is given back to the Skippers. Skippers now with the ball. Reddington's dodging. He moves it to Schuster. Schuster carrying it over the top. Schuster goes down the alley, and Schuster shoots on the alley shot. Shot's wide. It's chased down by the Skippers. Jackson Blanks now with the ball, looking to dodge. Blanks tries to push down the goal line, but it's shot wide, chased down by Gabe Miller. Flag down on the play. Second flag flies. Slashing penalty called against White's number 21, William Deacon. Skippers man up for 1 minute. Skippers spinning the ball around, needing a goal during this man up. Shot from Benjamin Schuster goes over the net. Shot from Jackson Blanks, bounces over the net as well. Chased down by number 1, Bodie Richard. Richard now has the ball behind the net and he's starting. Richard moves it to Miller. Miller shoots with low angle and it's saved by the Storm's goalkeeper. One minute slashing penalty called against the Skippers after the goal. Scores Storm 8, Skippers 1. Ball picked up by Colby Sanders, and Colby Sanders runs it right between two defensemen over the midfield line. Sanders carries it all the way down to the post, gets pushed heavy, and is forced to take it behind the net. 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Ball's moved to Benjamin Schuster, and Schuster moves it up to Liam Cassidy. Cassidy moves it all the way across to Steven Reddington. Reddington dodges down the alley. On the run shot, wide. Ball's awarded back to the Storm. Nicholas Patka trying to clear. He has to throw it back to his defenseman, who wheels around the opposite side of the field. Timeout called by the Storm. Ball passed over the line to J.D. Landstrom. Landstrom rolls around his man, gets doubled, and a flag's down on the play. One-minute cross-checking penalty called against Storm's number 34, Ty Burton. Minnetonka will be man up for 1 minute. 24 seconds remaining in the quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. Skippers 1, Storm 8. 1 quarter left to play here in Chanhassen. Storm with the ball behind their net. They start the quarter with the ball because they had it at the end of the last quarter during the penalty. Now they're looking to clear. Stephen Reddington pushes Cade Bush out of bounds. And now Jack McNeil's with the ball, and he passes it to Anderson. Anderson with a shot at the net. He passes it to Jackson Blanks. Blanks shoots. Saved by the keeper. Shot flies past behind the net. Chased down by the Storm, so they'll start with it behind the net. Ward called against Chanhassen. Ball's awarded to Minnetonka. Minnetonka now needing to clear the ball. Cole Langevin runs straight by, and he clears. Colby Sanders back. JB on crease. He shoots over his shoulder. Doesn't go in. He shoots another behind the back shot, and it doesn't go in either. Both blocked before getting to the keeper. Now the Storm have the ball back again. Ball with Zachary Alstron. Zachary passes it back to Sean Carroll. Carroll starts to carry it up the midfield. Carroll moves it all the way wide to Luke Miller. Miller clears it over the midfield line, and they're off. He moves it to Grant Anderson. Anderson with one man behind him, but he beats his man. He shoots. Goal for number 18, Grant Anderson, on the run. He scores the skipper's second goal of the night. Goal number 18. That goal from Grant Anderson makes the score Skippers 2, Storm 8. Ball scooped up by Luke Larson. Luke Larson gets a touch for the Skippers, and he moves it to Jackson Blanks. Blanks runs over the top, and he moves it all the way to Colby Sanders on the opposite side of the field. Sanders moves it to Reddington. Reddington runs right past his man down the alley and shoots straight off the goalie's helmet. Ball back with Reddington again. Reddington passes it off to Bodie Richard. Richard back to Reddington. Reddington down the alley. He beats his man. He shoots, and it's just wide. Chased down by number 2, Jackson Blank, so the ball will stay with the Skippers. Flags down on the play. Steven Reddington dodging down the alley. Shot. Again, wide. And here comes the whistles. One-minute push called against number 1 from Chanhassen, Noah Clokey. Shot from number 2, Jackson Blanks, goes wide and flies behind the net. It's chased down by number 19, Logan Yui. Yui with the ball behind the net. Yui hands it off to Bodie Richard. Richard passes it to Miller, and Miller shoots and scores. Goal for the Skippers, number 6, Gabe Miller. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game. Goal for Gabe Miller, assisted by number 1, Bodie Richard. Face off, clean, won by the Storm. Joseph Schmidt wins the face-off for the Storm and runs off the field. Skippers Cole Longevin runs the ball over the midfield line, gets a touch for the Skippers. He moves it over to Colby Sanders, and Sanders gets a free run at the net. He passes it to Jackson Blanks on crease, and Blanks puts it in the back of the net for the Skippers. Goal for number 2, Jackson Blanks, assisted by number 3, Colby Sanders. 3-2. And that goal makes the Skippers 4, Storm 8. Illegal procedure called against the Storm, and the Minnetonka Skippers get the ball off the face-off dot. They give it to number 8, Steven Reddington, and Reddington runs over the midfield line, and he goes down and gets a touch. Reddington moves it up to number 1, Bodie Richard. Richard carries it down the alley. Behind the net he goes. He moves it. Skip pass in. Ball still down on the ground, not picked up yet. Loose push called against the Skippers. Ball's awarded to the Storm. Daxton Bush looking to clear in the ride. Doesn't stop him. He gets it over the midfield line. He's on the run, and the flag comes up for a slash. Four minutes remaining in this game. Skippers would need 4 goals to make the comeback. Ward called against the Storm. The ball's awarded back to Minnetonka. Because of the penalty, the ball will actually be given still to the Storm. The Skippers will be man down for 1 minute with a slash call against number 21, J.D. Landstrom. Ball pass is on the ground, and it's picked up by number 27, Winston Homerding. Homerding runs it over the midfield line. Winston Homerding running off the field, and they're subbing on the midfielders that Minnetonka needs to score a goal. Grant Henderson comes on. Schuster with the ball. Schuster takes it down to the wing. Schuster to Anderson. Anderson with a shot just wide. Ball's awarded to the Skippers. Grant Anderson with the ball. Anderson moves it all the way to Jackson Blanks. Gabe Miller. The ball's on the ground. Miller looking to win the ground ball, and he gets a loose push called against him. Skippers do wear off their penalty, so they're even again. Timeout called by the Storm. There's 3 minutes remaining in the game now here in Chanhassen. Ball awarded to the Skippers. Skippers now needing to clear. They make a long pass, and it's picked up by Quentin Restrepo. Restrepo moves it all the way down to Bodie Richard. Sorry, Schuster. Benjamin Schuster. Schuster passes it down to Jackson Blanks. Timeout called by the Skippers with 2 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the game. Reddington with the ball. Reddington rolls back, moves it up to Bodie Richard. Richard over to Schuster. Schuster down the alley. Fake shot. Ball's behind the net. Picked up by the Storm. Storm looking to clear, and a bad pass is thrown over their midfielder's head. Ball's back with the Skippers. It's ran over the midfield line by Grant Anderson. It's passed to Schuster, and Schuster carries it in and shoots. And a beautiful goal by Benjamin Schuster. Bounce to the top of the net, and that's a goal for Schuster. It makes the score 5-8. Skippers need 3 goals with 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining in the game. Face-off won by the Storm. They carry it in, they get their touch. Ball's knocked loose by J.D. Landstrom. Rolls out of bounds. Whistles come, and the ball's awarded to the Skippers. Skippers have the ball with 1 minute and 10 remaining in the game. Sean Carroll carrying it. He takes it over the midfield line. Sean still with the ball. Sean runs past the whole team and shoots, and it's on the post! Picked up by Gabe Miller. Miller throws a bad pass over the head of Jackson Blanks. 25 seconds remaining. Ball knocked loose. Picked up by the skippers. There's the final horn.